Welcome back to Bike Two-Wheel World, where we take a close look at the motorcycles that matter to everyday riders, commuters, enthusiasts, and anyone searching for practical two-wheel transportation. Today, we are looking ahead to a motorcycle with a name that has become strongly associated with affordability, simplicity, reliability, and everyday usability, the 2027 Suzuki Smash 110. The Smash has traditionally been designed around a very simple idea: give riders a lightweight underbone motorcycle that is easy to operate, economical to run, inexpensive to maintain, and capable of handling the demands of everyday transportation. For 2027, the big question is whether Suzuki can preserve that winning formula while keeping the motorcycle fresh enough for a new generation of riders. Before we get into the details, there is one important point to make. At the time of this review, Suzuki has not published a complete official specification sheet for a 2027 Smash 110. Therefore, some of what we discuss here is based on the current generation Smash platform and the direction Suzuki has already established with the model. The final 2027 specifications, equipment, colors, and pricing can vary depending on market and production version. So consider this a forward-looking review of what makes the Smash platform attractive and what we can reasonably expect from a 2027 version. The Suzuki Smash has never tried to be a superbike. It does not need massive horsepower, aggressive electronics, or an enormous engine to make sense. Its strength is being useful. This is a motorcycle designed to fit into everyday life. Whether the journey is through crowded city streets, neighborhood roads, provincial highways, or short trips around town, the Smash formula is based on lightweight, compact dimensions, easy handling, and an economical engine. From the first look, the 2027 Suzuki Smash 110 is expected to continue the familiar underbone design. This type of motorcycle combines a narrow body with a step-through layout, making it particularly approachable for riders who want something smaller and easier to manage than a conventional full-size motorcycle. The proportions are compact, and that immediately gives the Smash an advantage when navigating congested roads. At the front, the motorcycle's lighting and front fairing create the first major impression. The current Smash design emphasizes a bright, wide-range headlight and clearly visible rear lighting and indicators. For a 2027 update, we could expect Suzuki to refine the appearance while retaining the practical philosophy of the motorcycle. Depending on the market and variant, lighting equipment and styling details may receive revisions, but the overall objective should remain visibility and functionality rather than unnecessary complexity. The front section is also where the lightweight character of the Smash becomes obvious. There is not a huge fairing surrounding the rider, and the motorcycle maintains a slim profile. This makes the bike feel less intimidating and contributes to its maneuverability. For urban riders, that is an important advantage. A motorcycle does not have to be large to be useful, and the Smash demonstrates that principle very well. Move toward the side and the underbone architecture becomes even clearer. The long, slim body gives the Smash a familiar commuter bike appearance, while the relatively small overall dimensions make it easy to position in traffic. The current Smash carb is listed as approximately 1,932 mm long, 650 mm wide, and 1,062 mm high, with a 1,230 mm wheelbase and around 153 mm of ground clearance. Its listed curb mass is approximately 91 to 91.7 kilograms depending on wheel and brake configuration. These numbers help explain why the Smash feels so manageable. A lightweight motorcycle can be particularly useful for beginners because there is less mass to control when making slow-speed turns, parking, or maneuvering through narrow spaces. Of course, every rider should learn and practice in a safe, appropriate environment, but from a motorcycle design perspective, low weight is one of the Smash's biggest advantages. The wheels also contribute to the motorcycle's practical character. The current Smash platform uses 17-inch wheels with a 70/90 front tire and an 80/90 rear tire. These relatively narrow tires are appropriate for an economical underbone motorcycle because they help keep steering light and maintain the bike's easy-to-manage character. Braking equipment can vary by version. Suzuki currently offers Smash configurations with either a front disc or drum arrangement, while the rear remains a drum on the listed versions. This gives buyers the opportunity to choose between a more basic configuration and a version with additional braking hardware. The suspension system is equally focused on practicality. The current model uses a telescopic front fork with coil springs and oil damping, while the rear uses a swing arm arrangement with coil springs and oil damping. This is conventional equipment, but conventional does not mean ineffective. For a lightweight commuter, simple suspension can provide a good balance between comfort, durability, ease of maintenance, and cost. Now let's talk about the engine, because this is where the Smash's philosophy becomes especially clear. The current Smash Garb uses a 109.7cc, 4-stroke, single-cylinder, SOC, 2-valve engine. It is air-cooled and uses a 4-speed constant mesh transmission. Suzuki lists maximum output at 5.6 kilowatts at 7,000 revolutions per minute and maximum torque at 9.0 newton meters at 4,000 revolutions per minute. If the 2027 Smash 110 continues with a similar engine concept, expect its performance to be focused on usable low and mid-range response rather than outright top speed. That is exactly what an everyday underbone needs. The rider is not buying this motorcycle to chase superbikes. The goal is to move efficiently from one destination to another. In city riding, strong low-speed response can be more useful than a high-revving engine that only becomes exciting at speeds that are inappropriate for normal commuting. The Smash's modest engine size also keeps the motorcycle approachable. Twist the throttle and the bike should respond progressively, while the 4-speed transmission provides a simple mechanical connection between the engine and the rear wheel.